Hello. How's everybody doing today? Brother John Stewart on behalf of Lost Sheep Ministries, here to take y'all on another little walk with the word for the day. It's actually a little earlier than the day than I normally go out, so the sun is out and bright and sunny. So y'all gonna have to deal with that glare. You know what I'm saying? Make me look a little bit lighter, so I'm cool with it. But I want to share with y'all tonight a little bit of a scary lesson, to be honest. It's still we're in Proverbs, looking at wisdom, but it's going to give us some wisdom to avoid some things that we know that God hates. So I'm going to share with y'all a lesson out of Proverbs chapter 6, verses 16 through 19. So in Proverbs 6, 16 through 19, the Lord tells us this. It says, "These 6 things doth the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that deviseth wicked imagination, feet that be swift and run into mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among the brethren." Man, that's some scary stuff right there, boy. It's going to be a hard list to stay off for a majority of us. But as I explained in yesterday's video, which is titled Wisdom is what we're going to be looking at over the next few weeks, because I'm reading in Proverbs currently, which, like I said, I mentioned yesterday, my favorite book of the Bible, because it's all wisdom. But some people don't understand what wisdom is. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't know what's the difference between wisdom and intelligence. And the simplest way I can explain it is that intelligence comes from the world, while wisdom comes from God. You know what I'm saying? It's like we all know that one person that we can say, you know what I'm saying, that, and I feel bad about saying this, but we all know that one person. We can say that, man, they have like very book smart, but they have no common sense. See, what you're saying is they have intelligence, but they don't have wisdom. And I've met several people that are like that, especially in the science world. They're some of the smartest, dumbest people I know. You know what I'm saying? So you see, that difference between wisdom and intelligence is how you get people like Henry Ford or Stephen Hawking. Now, both of those guys has extreme intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Both, they was wildly successful in the world, had extreme intelligence, but they had no wisdom because they didn't believe in God. You know what I'm saying? They had extreme intelligence, tremendous intelligence, but no wisdom. But then on the other side of that, you got, on the other side of the spectrum, you got somebody like me. I have tremendous intelligence, but I have I have tremendous wisdom, but I have a minimum amount of intelligence. Now, I'm not a dummy by no means, but I do work with highly intelligent people, and I'm not one of them neither. I think I'm like right around in the middle somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But which one of these truly give you an advantage, you know what I'm saying, in life? Which one should you be praying for? And the answer to that, to me, hands down, without a doubt, is wisdom. Because wisdom is looking at things or a situation from God's point of view. So if you're looking at things the way God looks at things, then you'll always be able to walk down the right paths, because you'll know exactly where he wants you to be and what he wants you to be doing. So today's verses, through wisdom, we get a direct look into the heart of God, you know, because it's a lot of people with certain topics that comes up. There's a lot of people that try to go back and forth, and they want to debate over if certain things really bad as we say they are. And you know what I'm saying? They say stuff like, well, you know, based on the way the Bible written, it's up to interpretation and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? But tonight, the stuff that we talk about tonight, there is no interpretation needed. You know what I'm saying? It's the stuff that mentioned in these verses. We don't need no interpretation, because the Bible tells us straight up, these are things that God hates. And then it said, no. Matter of fact, this stuff makes him sick. So we ain't got to interpret whether or not is this what really God hates, or is this just some man putting this out there because of his own no choices or whatnot. No, it's telling you that these are things that God hates. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, it says it's stuff that make them sick, because whenever you see the word abomination, that's what it means. That's basically just getting your mind, that makes God sick. So whenever he says something is an abomination, that means that it makes him sick. And you want to avoid those things. So make sure y'all take notes on these verses as we go through them tonight, so you can make sure that you're not on the list of people that make God sick. That is one list I don't want to be on. So let's look back through each individual one again and just go over some little highlights from those, each individual one, so you can make sure you can avoid that list. And now, I'm not sure what the word that listed if they're in the list of severity, like, you know what I'm saying, number 1 being the thing he hate the most and 7 being the thing he hate the least. But either way it go, I don't want to be in any one of them. You see what I'm saying? So let's go back through the list of individuals. The first one is talked about, number 1, a proud look. Are you proud and arrogant? You know what I'm saying? Do you always have your nose in the air looking down on others because you think you're better than them? If you are, then guess what? The Lord hates you. Now, I can see that possibly being number 1. You know what I'm saying? Because we even have a verse over in Proverbs 16:18 where it says pride comes before destruction. And I've told y'all before, pride is not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? It was pride that took down Lucifer and a third of the angels. So that's why I say I can see that being number 1. And that might be why God hates it so much, because this is what disrupted heaven at some point because of the pride of Lucifer and the pride of the angels that follow him. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we got 4th of July coming up. People saying, you see how hot it is? I'm sweating through my do-rag. But we got people coming up 4th of July, and you're going to have flags everywhere, and people talking about, I'm proud to be an American, and things like that. And I know what they're saying, but you got to realize pride is not a good thing. So we need to start finding another word to replace pride. Say you pleased with something or you thoroughly enjoy something. But to say you proud of something is to put you on the list of things that God hate or make you one of the people that make God sick. Number 2, a lying tongue. Gosh dang it. When I read that, I'm like, God dang it. Because I was really hoping to avoid this list, but he got me on that one. I mean, you know, I'm not saying I'm just a habitual liar or some stuff like that. I be out here lying all the time, but who hasn't told a lie? You know what I'm saying? And even if you didn't tell a lie directly, if you said something with the intent to deceive, it was still a lie. You know what I'm saying? For instance, you might tell your wife, hey, honey, I'm going to work late. You know I'm going to get off at 4, but I'm going to work late. And you get off at 5, but you don't get home to 10 because you went and hung out with your boy. Now, you told her you getting off late. Man, the eye sweat got in my eye. You told her you getting off late. You know what I'm saying? She thinking you came home at 10 because you got off late, but you came home at 10 because you want to hang out with your boys. Like, yeah, you worked an hour late, but that was a deception. So you're lying. You know what I'm saying? So most of us are going to be on that list for lying because who have not told a lie? Because think about it. If it only takes killing one person to make you a murderer, then it only takes telling one lie to make you a liar. And again, who has not told a lie before? So, man, we got to work on getting that tongue and our intentions behind the words we say in order, because that line, God hates it. I feel sorry for rappers because 90% of them and 90% of the stuff they say is lies. And they're going to have to stand before God one day and answer for every single one. And I just hate to be in their shoes. I already got enough I'm going to have to answer for. Number 3, hands that shed innocent blood. When I read that one, immediately I felt sorry for doctors that perform these abortions. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing more innocent than a child in his mother's womb. And you're supposed to have taken this Hippocratic oath to protect life and preserve life. And yeah, you got a procedure to take life. An innocent life is at that. You know what I'm saying? And one that this is something that God hates. You know what I'm saying? So someday they're going to have to stand before God and answer for all the babies they've killed. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to explain to God why they were doing this thing that he absolutely hates. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why I don't protest or try to kill no doctors or something, because they're going to have to answer one day, and God going to take care of that. Number 4, a heart that devises wicked imagination. Are you always plotting, scheming, always trying to come up with some way to hurt somebody or mess them over? Then guess what? God hates you, and God hates you, and you're going to have a day where you're going to get messed over. Number 5, feet that that's swifted to run into a mischief. You know what I'm saying? Are you always looking for trouble? I know people like that. They always got to be in the mix of something. They always got to have some trouble going on. I think of people that run to fights to go film them. You know what I'm saying? That's foolish to me. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people like that. It's like they abhor peace. They just got to have something. And if you're that type of person that just can't have peace, always got to have some trouble going on, then guess what? God hates you. Number 6, a false witness that speaks lies. Notice that's the second one he brought on lies, bro. He hate lying. So make sure y'all stay away from that. But if you go to court and lie on somebody and get an innocent person condemned, or you sue them just so you can have a come up, guess what? God hates that, and you're going to have a problem. You go through that door called death. And then number 7, he that soweth discord among the brethren. Are you always gossiping and instigating, starting stuff? Cause division and hatred. You know, I think about organizations like Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and all these other organizations that teach separation. If your organization is teaching separation for anything other than spiritual reasoning, then guess what? God hates that. So, you know what I'm saying? So if you are participating in any activities mentioned in these verses here today, then I advise you to get your stuff together, because that means that God hates you and you make him sick. And that's exactly why we need Jesus Christ. And that has been your little walk with the word for the day. I love y'all. Until next time, peace.